So I had another request for a video, and the one I'm going to do is I'm going to do the integral of 8 times e to the x divided by the square root of 1 minus e to the 2x. And so I start off by asking the question, what's it close to? And at this point, it's not overly clear in my opinion, but I do notice that there's this connection between e to the 2x and this e to the x. And something 1 minus to the second power is makes me think about maybe it's 1 minus sine squared or 1 minus cosine squared. So I'm thinking about one of the trig identities. And so it's most likely sine inverse. It could be cosine inverse, possibly, but I'm going to take a look at it and see if I can't get these e's out. So what I did was I said, all right, part of my motivation is I don't have this e to the 2x being equal to e to the x, but I could treat this in the denominator as e to the x squared, okay? Now, when I do that, I can let my u be e to the x, because when I do my du, e to the x in the numerator gets captured by the du. So I have e to the x dx, and that is the same as what's in my du. Pull the 8 out in front, so the du is up top, and I put my u in this location, so I have 1 minus u squared. Well, this form is now sine inverse u. And I have the coefficient of the 8. Of course, I have to remember to put my plus c. And then I grab my u, and I put that in place of the u. And so it now reads 8 sine inverse of the quantity e to the x plus c. Okay? I'm going to do another one. And the reason I'm going to do another one is because sometimes the constant isn't on the variable. So this constant's what's throwing this off. I'm looking at it and I have something plus x squared. So it's leading me to believe I'm going to be dealing with the tangent inverse problem. So the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to factor a 25 out of the denominator. When I do that, I have 1 over 25 outside the integral. Now you have to think about the fact that really effectively what you're doing is you're pulling out a 25, so it's like dividing by a 25 when there isn't one. So 25 divided by 25 gets us the 1, and x squared divided by 25 is just x squared over 25. Now, we need to get this whole term to be squared like we did in the previous video. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this as x over 5, the quantity squared. Well, that's going to be my u. My u is going to be x over 5. So my du is going to be 1/5 dx, or 5 du is equal to dx. So now, 5 gets put on the outside because it's a constant. Du and dx just flip-flop with each other. And then this piece here becomes my u squared. And now I'm in the form of tangent inverse. So now I have tangent inverse u. I can reduce that down to 1/5. I grab my u and I plug it in place here. And so I have tangent inverse x over 5 plus c. Okay, hopefully that helps.